are amazing things! Wow, nearly a scientific experiment. Honestly, the movement of the bubbles is mesmerizing. As we've been told at school years ago, water is denser than oil, so they can't mix. Oil floats above water. That's the explanation behind it. Don't thank me, I know I'm boring. Now, they have to do the same with sunflower oil and sparkling water just to see if the same effect is reached. Cool, a bit apocalyptic. The longer you listen to it, the scarier it feels, really. Starts getting on your nerves in about 15 seconds. Strangely, sounds are always the most frightening part of all horror movies. So sounds do affect us, that's true. How's the camera safely set underneath this train? And moreover, how didn't it get damaged during the ride? A mystery. Why does a cat's tongue close up look exactly like a porcupine? That's so strange. Do they need it to be like that because of the food they eat? Kind of rough, but in a very pleasing way. Now I want to see a human's tongue up close. So now we know. Printers have special protection that does not allow for money to be photocopied. But there are more questions than answers here. Will it work for any money from around the world, or is it the currency important? Can the money be also protected from being photocopied, not just the printer? Do all printers have it? More experiments are coming. The guy is moving as if it is super light. Wow, I bet the camera is very heavy. So does it really feel that easy because of the stabilizer? Isn't the stabilizer heavy itself, adding up to the weight? That's very convenient, especially when you have the screen, which is so big. You don't want to replace it when only one section is damaged, and it must be super expensive. But how can you get it damaged in the first place? Or does it just happen with time? Interesting. This looks very practical, much more convenient than doing it manually. And the puffs of paint look kind of cool. Is there someone driving this thing, or is it entirely robotic? Hypnotizing. What is that thing? Some kind of a pacifier for the broken nerves of an adult? It does bring comfort and calmness when you're watching it for some time. Beautiful in all shades. Who trains whom? That's amusing. Cats often look as if they tame us, not vice versa. As if we owe them something. When in motion, this thing looks like a huge octopus, though the number of its limbs is bigger. It also reminds me a little of the aliens from The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. Those creatures from Mars wear something alike. It looks very efficient, so good job. The first pancake is always a mess, but this pancake doesn't look like the first one. This is probably the most impressive bookcase you've ever seen. But what's the practical usage of all this stuff? Or is it just a mood lighting to relax after a busy day? The perfect solution. What speed? Just one accurate motion is all. Mouth-watering, do you agree? And it looks like a real art, you know? The man creates exclusive pieces of arts. A very tasty one. As far as I can judge, the substance must be growing hard very quickly. Or is it constantly warming up? Oh look, this is a flower. Oh, I wouldn't eat it. It's too beautiful. Have you ever thought that there can be such tunnels? I bet the only tunnels you have seen were made of concrete and metal. But this one is skillfully created among an impenetrable jungle. Impressive. Just listen to this sound. Do you really think the whale is saying hello? Maybe, but it is likely not for a human but for its relatives. Are they far away or not? One whale with a baby is an unforgettable experience. Agree? Wow, impressive! The reaction of the guy standing next to the car is priceless. A mixture of confusion and what the hell is that? And the Hulk guy doesn't even seem to care. What a sound! Does it work on any sand with any kind of feet? The sea in the background looks so appealing. I want to try it by myself. So this is how you make packing material. There's a special machine for that. The sound is cool too. What is this made of? Plastic? It's a pity if it is disposable and not dissoluble because it produces so much unwanted waste. It would be sad if its next stop was landfill. Great jump! Very skillful. That's like a double jump. How much training does it take? Cool. Is it really 3D printed? You can hardly believe it. What does this thing make apart from winding? Complicated tools that require creativity and an engineering thought are awesome, and always a bit crazy, but it's kind of cool too. Amazing! It's like that hoverboard from Back to the Future when Marty McFly was running away. It is incredible! It does make the whole process much quicker. They do clean it, right? Hopefully. It would be lovely to taste them anyway. Are these donuts? They look like they are. It's an amazing creature, the beluga. But could you ever imagine that big thing on its head is really like a balloon filled with air? What does it need it for? They say there's fat in it. Wow, keep squeezing it. It looks so cool. So much water coming out of it. But if it's SpongeBob, don't do this to him, please. What was it covered with to reach this effect? Is it waxed? The glaze reminds me of melted chocolate. Is the liquid cold or warm? Oh my gosh! Who was that genius guy who invented such a cool way to chop wood logs? There is no need to strain to do this hard work. Logs fall into pieces as quick as possible. Awesome! Just look! It's the perfection of melon peeling. How could this guy possibly do it so fast? And how much time did he spend learning to do it? And the last question, what for? And this is an example of a frog birth. Look at these bubbles. They are frog eggs. A man obviously found it in the water and took it home. Almost 38,000 embryos. The only one question is, how did he manage to figure it out? It's amazing to watch how small dots are gradually turning into tadpoles. It took them 12 days to come into the world. They're growing up so quickly. But I don't really understand why the man is doing all that stuff. Is it an experiment? Can you imagine this cute girl to be like a professional basketball player? Guess not. Just look! She is not watching in the direction of the ball flying towards her. Impressive. Wow, what proficiency! I didn't even know that embroidery can be double-sided. The real artwork, you know? But much more amazing fact is that it is done by men. Is it an optical illusion or something? The man seems to slow down the motion with the help of a camera. The figures look as if they are really dancing. How fascinating, unbelievable stuff. That's enough for now. Just don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay tuned. See ya!